You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's The Bachelor After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's The Bachelor After Show.
All right, settle down, everybody. All right. We all know that Bing is for doing, and what are we doing? We are doing another after show on AfterBuzz TV. This is, of course, for The Bachelor, season 17 and episode number 5. I'm JC, and we're not going to waste any time. Let's do some introductions, starting with the lovely lady to my left.
Is that me?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Hey guys, what's up? Krisily Kennedy.
And not to be outdone, news never looks so pretty, but with...
Cathy Kelley.
Oh! And of course, the full-time model, Mr. Martin Vias himself. What's going on, Martin?
What's going on, JC? How's it going?
I'm good. You know, I'm
Yeah?
actually, I kind of feel like Sean today. I feel kind of down. I'm kind of melancholy, even though I made out with 6 girls on tonight's episode.
Maybe you should go for a run or pump weights like Sean does.
Yeah.
Every day. God, he's handsome.
He is ridiculously good looking. But we're going to dig a little deeper with Sean because we have a lot of drama tonight. And first off, we have to start with, actually, this episode could be just called the Tiara episode.
No.
No?
Nope.
Really? What else went on in the episode?
Lots of stuff.
Okay.
There were some dates.
Really?
Why is my name up there?
Oh, because we have a special segment coming up a little bit later, Krisily. Yes. Yeah, see, and Cathy doesn't even know
Oh,
what's...
it was the same segment we did last week. It
Yes,
was
because
fun.
fans want to know what's in Krisely's mind, or what's on Krisely's mind. That's scary, folks.
Can't talk about that on AfterBuzz TV.
Okay, and with that said, if you are watching us live, chat roll, what's up, guys? But if you're not watching us live, you're listening to us on iTunes or YouTube, make sure to comment, subscribe, let us know what you think. We are going to read back some of your comments, answer any of your questions, but let's get into what?
We're only going to answer the nice questions. Because we appreciate all the comments on YouTube and iTunes, and we appreciate all the constructive criticism because it's how we learn and it's how we get better. But if you get nasty, then we're just not going to reply to you. I'm just throwing that out there.
Absolutely, and I was going to address that.
Because we're all friends and we're all family at AfterBuzz, including our viewers and our listeners, and I just want us to treat each other that way.
Absolutely, couldn't have said it better
Sorry.
myself. No, absolutely.
I know I said I wasn't going to, but I decided I wanted to.
You had to. No, because we all have very different opinions, and I think we're representative of what the country feels about The Bachelor. And what we don't all cover, that's where we bring in the fans. So we all differ, but we all love each other, and we are a family. So let's get into the show.
Yeah.
Do it.
All right, so we start with the majestic mountains of Montana. How pretty was it? I was in love.
I think Montana is gorgeous, and a lot of people I saw on Twitter were like knocking it because they were like, they always go to such exotic locations or they'll go different places in America, and these girls got stuck with Montana. I was like, Sean's an outdoorsy guy. He probably had some influence on where they went, and I think it was a perfect place for him to see what kind of girls he was really getting.
I agree.
Absolutely. And come on, that screenshot, I know they do the chopper date all the time, but that shot in Montana when they were in the mountains, I'm sorry, you know, I know Ben was in Switzerland and we've seen these cinematics, you know, I'm losing the word here.
What?
Scenescapes. I don't know.
Landscapes?
That one. Thank you.
No problem.
She's the smart one, folks.
Can I get a pee? That's what I felt like for a minute there. Sorry.
Thank you.
But we get beautiful landscapes all the time.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And I thought Montana's was gorgeous. I'm sorry.
It was kind of awkward, though, while they were flying away in the helicopter, that all the girls were waving by. I don't know. I would be like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this.
I can imagine half the girls, I hope you don't come back, bitch. I hope you don't come back. You know, like, because the girls can be kind of catty, especially
Just
with...
one.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. We may have different opinions, so I can't wait till we get to the tiara part, but let's handle date 1.
Lindsay.
Lindsay, who...
Let love soar.
On the wings of love.
Oh, God, no, not
No,
him.
that's Jake's season.
No.
No, but, okay, how cute are those two? Okay, you're going to disagree. Fine, Krisily.
You know, I think they're cute together. I think that their conversation is easy. I think that he likes her. I don't think that she'll last much longer.
How? Based on what?
You know, he asks a lot about her, and I don't know if maybe it's just cut this way, but she doesn't ask anything about him. And I've seen a couple of the girls do it, but not a lot. She doesn't ask anything about him. And all their time, she's just like, kiss, 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 which is great. But without substance, you're not going to last for long.
I agree completely. I feel like, well, she had this thing going throughout the date where they kept on saying that they had this great chemistry and this real connection, but I really haven't seen much substance. I feel like they haven't had those in-depth conversations that some of the other girls have had with him. But, however, I really feel like Sean really, really likes her. And I don't know why yet. I think she's a great girl. She seems very sweet, but I think that there's just something missing for me as a viewer.
Because he asks a lot of questions. What was your life growing up? You know, how was it like being an army brat? And he was in depth with her, and we did not see Lindsay get that way with him. And he is, you know, a family guy. He likes to talk about that stuff. And I feel like she's not asking about him. She's just like, kiss me. And that's all cute in the beginning, but it gets old quick.
It's more like hero worship, more like she's in awe of him.
Yes.
Do you think that there are conversations between them, though, that we haven't seen yet?
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure.
No, I absolutely agree with that. No, but here's the thing. No, but I was talking to Krisily about this while we were watching the episode. And of course, I'm going to start keeping a kiss count for him because he made out with 6 girls tonight.
He's making out with so many girls. Like, I feel like more than some of the other bachelors have in the past.
Exactly, and sending them home. He makes out with them, then he sends them home.
Well, we'll get to that.
Martin, settle down.
We'll get to that when we get to that part of the date, but I have a comment for that.
Okay, but there was a difference with Sean and Lindsay, and that is his body language. Body language means everything. When he's interacting with Lindsay, he leans in to her.
Yep.
With the other girls, he lets them come to him.
You can tell that he's hanging on her every word.
Okay.
Although there aren't many words between them, he's hanging on everyone.
Yeah. There's a lust almost factor where it's like he likes her and he's into her and he wants to kiss her, but I don't feel like it has, like I said, I don't feel like it has a substance.
How many times during today's date did he say, I almost sent you home that first night? How awful would that feel to be Lindsay and to hear that? I almost sent you home that first night because you were wearing a wedding dress. I thought you were a crazy, crazy girl.
But the fact that I get to know you now makes me like you so much more. And so she's like, oh, I'm in with this guy.
I mean,
That's
she
what
could
I would
only
think.
go on the up from the first night.
They did have matching plaid shirts.
They did. And even the fans are saying they don't see sparks between
No.
them. I do. I really do.
I see sparks.
I see
just
PG
don't
sparks.
I don't see a lasting relationship. I feel like the relationship between Lindsay and Sean is something that, you know, it would be a 3 or 4 month relationship in the real world. It would be something that you really care about that person, but it doesn't have any longevity. It doesn't last.
Right.
I agree.
So,
You know, and I made this note. She's sweeter than Sean. You know, because Sean is like the super genuine, white knight under, from what we see.
No, go ahead.
But then Lindsay just seems, I want to call her Disney. She reminds me of Lindsay from Lindsay Cox and Tinley.
Okay, not Tinley. I don't think she reminds me of Tinley at all. I think Lindsay's annoying. Sweet. Like, I feel like there's a point to Lindsay where I'm like, okay, just shut it off. And I know that we were kind of talking a little bit earlier, and it was like I like her, and I think they're cute together, and I do think it's very easy, but there's parts of her that do get annoying, and I did not see that until tonight's episode.
Now, Cathy, you agree, disagree? What's going on there?
I really don't know how I feel about Lindsay. I don't.
Can't put your finger on it.
Yeah.
You know,
I think she sounds like a very sweet girl. It was nice to see her open up a little bit more tonight, but we really haven't seen anything from her other than the one-on-one date. And I mean, the thing that sticks out in my mind is the wedding dress. So that was my first impression,
Right.
and I feel like it kind of left a lasting impression.
Sure.
As opposed to what Sean's giving her like a second and third chance, and I don't know.
You know, here's the thing. I'm starting to really think, really like the mentality that goes behind, like, let's say Sean and these people were, if the girl showed up in a wedding dress and she wasn't sent home the first week, I have a feeling she's going to stay for quite a while. Because there's stuff that we're not seeing, that they're not showing us.
Well, I don't agree because I think had he not gotten to know her that night more past the wedding dress and her calling it out and being like, I'm a jokester, I thought it would be super fun. Most guys probably would have sent her home out of the limo in a wedding dress because they wouldn't have gotten the chance to see that she was just being a prankster. And because Sean appreciates that, because that's how his family is, I think that's why he's gotten to know her. And there's definitely a lust, but I don't think she's got longevity past like 6.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
But I think that had the dress not been a practical joke, I don't think she'd still be here. Do you know what I mean?
You know, what I find most interesting that we've talked longer about this date than the actual date was on the show.
It was so short.
It was a short date.
There was
Super short.
Nothing really happened. You know, like I even mentioned that during the date, you know how they break it down day and night time of the night. I can't even talk today.
Marbles?
Yes, I get
Lots of-
marbles in front of you too.
Yeah.
Happens, but they did nothing during the day. It was all the little nighttime, and then they were kind of like ho hum. You know, a lot of kissy, but that's about it.
Yeah.
You know.
Even the dancing felt like a little awkward. I don't know if Sean's just not a great dancer or if it was just awkward. I mean, and I know that granted you're standing on a stage and there's like 200 people below you could make it just worse, but that moment wasn't like super romantic for me.
One of the things that I noticed that I actually want to commend the producers on this season is they really seem like they've tailored the dates to Sean. And these are dates that Sean would, you know, bring a girl on, maybe not in normal life, but in his fantasy world, he would, you know, take them to all of these great country concerts. And I feel like we've seen a lot more of those bands performing than in past seasons.
And like the hiking last week, he likes to
Yeah.
do stuff like that, so.
And that's a perfect segue into Bachelor Montana's relay race. Come on. In other words, like the redneck games.
I am so over the games for dates. I'm so over it. It's
is it
like
Survivor
Bachelor
or
Pad meets Bachelor. Like, I'm so over it.
This
Like,
is the third time they've done it this
Yeah.
season. I feel like they usually do it once, maybe twice in any other season.
when there's a huge group at the
Yeah.
beginning, I get it, to kind of dwindle them down. Like, you have no choice. You can't spread them thin. But it's horrible.
Now, Krisily, would this have been your kind of date? Like milking a goat
Would it be my kind of date?
for the Bachelor?
Would you have
Yeah.
liked this date?
No.
I would have liked the canoeing. I love canoeing.
Say okay.
Maybe not, I don't know, I would definitely try milking a goat. I don't think I would want to do it in a competition, but...
For a date?
Not for a date. I wouldn't want to do it in a competition. I just think that canoeing would be a lot of fun. I don't know. I spent some time on a farm, so I like that stuff.
On like a Sunday with my friends, I'm bored. I want to go to the farm and learn how to milk a goat. Absolutely.
Yeah.
For a date? No.
No. But this was leading up to the night date, and I don't know.
Well, see,
I hate the contest.
I thought it was fun. I would enjoy canoeing. I don't know if I would love dragging bales of hay across a yard, but
Would you have drank the goat milk?
no.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the weird.
That is where I draw the line.
Okay.
Desiree,
Even for
I
Sean.
feel for you. That just sounds disgusting.
And that's why I wanted to talk about Desiree. Okay, was she right in getting angry? Where she drank all the goat milk and they brought back the losing team. She went through all of this. What was the point of the whole contest if Sean's just going to invite everyone back?
I feel like the producers were digging for drama. I feel like the only drama in the show is revolving around Tiara, and they were looking for something to spice it up. And they said, if we bring the other girls back, the other girls are going to get pissed. I think it was just kind of a moment because the episode tonight was a little dull.
you know, I don't know if it's because they're heavy. There's 2 episodes, and just a note for AfterBuzz, we will be back on Wednesday to recap Tuesday night's episode at 6 Pacific if you want to see us live. So, yeah, I think there were just a lot of filler for 4 hours this week because literally not a lot happened.
Yeah.
You know, but
I think it sucks that the girls who did win had to have, you know, the girls come back to. I feel like they should have gotten an extra 15 minutes or some extra time with Sean.
Well, they did before the girls got there.
Well, they got 15 minutes in a group setting. I think that Sean should have taken the time to give them individually each, you know, 5 minutes, and then the other girls who didn't, you know, win, they should have just been able to come to the party and not gotten that individual time or something like that.
I think he did it because the girl he possibly picks was in the other group.
Really?
He just wanted to be with that girl. That's just my thinking.
That's what he said. He said, I want to bring back this group because my wife is potentially in the group that lost.
See, so who knows who it is in that group, but let's talk about that night because before that, of course, Tiara has to, you know, since she wasn't in either group, she was waiting for the 2-on-1 date. She decides to, Krisy's already making a face, she decides to hijack poor Sean. Krisily, quit hiding. She hijacks poor Sean. He's doing a little interview. She wants some time because I'm here to date you. Krisily, what was so wrong with that, or was that
absolutely nothing? Sean did it twice on Emily's season, and it's happened on a million seasons. So I don't think that there was absolutely anything wrong with it. The argument, because of course I tweeted that tonight. I can't wait to see all the haters. And I'm not saying that Tiara is an angel, and I'm not saying that she's not vindictive and manipulative. Because the more that you see, the more that you do see that. But Sean did it and last season twice, and somebody fought back and said, well, Sean did it after a date and Tiara did it during a date, and my answer and reply to that is, and will remain, no, Sean did it when the producers allowed him to, and Tiara did it when the producers allowed her to. So I don't think there's anything wrong with what she did.
Yeah, because were they in Prague or something, and he was walking aimlessly, shouting her name, Emily, you know?
Which they pulled from a different sound clip.
Yeah.
We won't get into that.
Yeah.
I feel like the reasons or the intentions for going to see the person were different, and that's what bugs me about why Tiara got to see Sean. I feel like Sean genuinely wanted to see Emily in that situation, and for Tiara, it's all about winning. It's not about the guy. So.
You think? Well, who's to say? Maybe Tiara really wants to see Sean. I mean, she wanted.
That's what she said.
Courtney did the same thing last season.
That was so creepy though when she came up behind him.
It was creepy.
Sean.
I see you. Ooh, little wedding crashers there.
I don't know.
It was creepy.
Yeah. So basically, I even wrote down, "Let the manipulation begin." So.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, Desiree did the same thing. She started whining and whatnot, and I saw a different side of Desiree this week. That was some of the girls that were like the favorites the first few weeks. I'm seeing others like Ashley and Desiree. I think this wasn't their best week.
As much as I want to say that I wouldn't whine in that situation, I would probably be one of those girls who was pissed that they got their time hijacked by other people. I mean, you think that Desiree especially, she had to chug how many ounces of goat milk, warm goat milk, to win this date, and she still had to face the other, you know, the other 4 girls got their time too. Why'd she have to do that?
There was a lot of whining. There was a lot of whining tonight. Like, there was more whining tonight than I can remember in a really long time. It was like, and I get it. You know what? They've just traveled. They've just been on a plane. They've been in hotels, and they're tired. And by this point in the game, you are mentally drained. So I get it. But there was just a lot of whining tonight.
I mean, we didn't even mention Daniela's little 5-minute. She's had 5 minutes of screen time,
and it was crying.
And she's breaking down. Literally, I don't know anything about her, really.
She mispronounces words, as we've seen in the last couple snippets of her.
See, so there's nothing to go on. I mean, what has me emotionally invested in you that wants me to root for you? Oh my gosh, she's crying. I haven't seen anything about her to make me want to root for, oh, poor thing.
No, but she knows that Sean gives roses to girls who cry.
That is true.
So, I mean, it's the thing that we're seeing kind of consistently throughout the girls now is that they are crying to him a lot more often.
Negative reinforcement or positive reinforcement?
It's Sean's
negative reinforcement.
It's Sean's
absolutely.
hero complex as well.
Yeah, and he feels bad because he knows what it's like to be in that situation, and he understands, and he feels bad for the girls, and he is a good guy, so he does care how they feel, and it's tough.
But it's hard when you have 6 girls crying
Yeah,
on a
which
date
one do you
and
pick?
you only have 1 rose.
The only person that wasn't busting his chops was Catherine. They had that cute little moment, and I'm like, they seem really cute together, and I'll just leave it at.
I honestly think that you wouldn't whine if you were confident in what you had with him.
And he said that.
He told 2 people tonight, you have nothing to worry about. I don't worry about you, and you don't have to worry about me. He told 2 girls that tonight. And when he said that to Catherine, the one thing that I've noticed, and somebody tweeted it tonight, is they said Catherine is this season's Jeff Holm. When Catherine and Sean get together, they get giddy and awkward, and they start glowing. And I have not seen Sean like that at all this season. Tonight was the first night that I saw his face glowed. He got giddy and she got giddy, and they were just like little kids.
They were like that last week
awkward.
too.
That's the first time. Last week was the first time where we actually saw something between them, and it was really refreshing because it seemed like a connection.
It's authentic too. It's not like pushed or shoved, or it's just natural. And she is so confident because you don't see her getting nervous or getting involved in the stuff. And we
Talking
really
about
haven't seen
other
her.
girls, like that's something that you would do if you were insecure in what you had with the guy.
Yeah. I like her.
I did too.
And I mean, who was she 2 weeks ago? You know what I mean? Like, we never saw her.
Who's
and all
the
of a
other
sudden-
girl? I didn't catch who else.
Desiree.
Oh,
I said
yeah,
it's Desiree at the
Desiree.
rose ceremony.
And Desiree's another fan favorite, even though this week we said I thought she took a step back, but she's still an overall favorite.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
She's been cute since minute 1, so.
I think that it was hard for her because she did get her one-on-one so early, and she really hasn't had that time to take the relationship to the next level. Like, she doesn't have that one-on-one time with him, and I think she was hoping for that in the smaller group date that night, and she just didn't get it.
This is getting into like bachelor psychology or sociology, I would say, because KCB did the same thing last season. She was the first one-on-one date, and then she stayed to the very end, and she got cut. I don't know, like she made it top 4.
Yeah.
So could that happen to Desiree as well? You know, he had strong feelings from the onset. She gets lost in the shuffle, and
I think Desiree's gonna go really far. I don't know.
okay.
I mean, maybe top 3, top 2, maybe top 1.
We'll
I
find
think
out.
she's definitely Final Four.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
Well, Krisily, we'll find out in a little bit. We got a little game for you in a little bit.
Oh, no, I hate games.
It's a fun game. It's a fun game.
All right. Well, let's move on. If you guys aren't watching us live to see the face Krisily is making, it is golden. I'm telling you.
My babysitter always used to say that you shouldn't put your bottom lip out because the bird will poop on it.
There's no birds.
You never know.
I've lost the rails, Martin. It's gone off the rails.
Back to the show.
Yes, because let's talk about this. Is what I've been waiting for.
Wait,
No.
the group date, someone lied to Selma.
Thank you. Thank you for mentioning that.
Someone lied to her. She's a beautiful girl, and I don't know why she put that thing on her head, because someone lied to her.
Looked like a Band-Aid on her head. I'm sorry.
It was
It did.
not
She is
cute.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
I love her.
No more
We know you love her.
headbands.
Thank you, Kathy.
I'm gonna
JC
guess.
is blushing now.
I'm gonna guess she's probably still single, so look her up on Facebook.
Okay. Moving on. Let's
saying.
And his voice cracks.
Okay. The one-on-one. I mean, the two-on-one.
Two-on-one.
Sorry, the
Yeah.
two-on-one. Oh, this is my favorite. I love these
You
dates.
love this date?
I love these dates every Bachelor season.
It's always going to be dramatic, and I feel like they always choose one of the most dramatic people to go on the 2-on-1 date because you know that it's going to make it twice as interesting.
Of course, and it was who you call Little Mermaid,
I call her
Krisily.
Little Mermaid, yeah. But I
Jackie.
didn't think the date was interesting at all.
Like, no
I
offense,
thought it was
guys.
terrible.
Like most of the episode, aside from the drama that we're going to get into in a bit with Tiara.
It was slow.
One of the things, though, that one of our fans, E. Scott McDougal, tweeted at us during the show, I thought was so smart to point out, because during the horseback riding date, everyone always calls Sean so chivalrous. He's such a great guy, perfect gentleman, and he should have stayed back and help Jackie. He was just with Tiara the entire time while they were on the horses, and he was fine with leaving Jackie in the dust. And that is not something that a gentleman would do. That was the first time that we've actually seen him kind of, you know, off his game.
You know who used to do that? Ben and Courtney. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can give me all the grief you want, but there are parallels. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But let's get into the date where with the cardinal sin by Jackie, where she called out Tiara. Even though you liked how it was played, Krisily, you disagree. But every time you call someone out, you end up losing.
That's not why he sent her home, though. He didn't send her home because she opened her mouth.
Why did he send her home?
Because there was no chemistry, there was no connection, and he didn't have any interest.
After he put
in
his tongue down her throat.
do you test drive a car before you buy it? I mean, I'm just asking.
He knew.
Well, if he doesn't have to kiss Selma to know that she's going to be around for a while, why would he have to kiss Jackie to send her home?
Because okay. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but I think that there's certain people, shut it. I think there's certain people that you look at them and you are physically and sexually attracted to them just by looking at them. And I think there's other people that you may look at and like and think that they're cute and kiss them, and there's either going to be chemistry or there's not. And sometimes you have to kiss them to find that out.
I think you know before the kiss, honestly.
What do you guys think at home? Make sure. Let us know.
I think that you can have chemistry before a kiss, and then when you kiss someone, it's either there or not there, but I don't think that you can not have chemistry with someone before a kiss and then kiss them and find out that you do. I don't know.
Oh, I disagree.
I've never been in that situation.
The room is divided.
Yeah.
How'd it happen? But I think that they did have chemistry, and not chemistry like, ooh, they wanted to make out, but I think that he did like her, and I think that he was interested in finding out more, and I think that he kissed her and saw that it wasn't there.
Okay.
One thing, kind of changing topics a little bit, I wanted to say about Tiara this week. Everyone is always, and I know that you said this a couple weeks ago, everyone gives her so much flack because, or saying that she's getting so much flack because she got the first impression rose, and that's why all the girls in the house hate her. And I just wanted to say that Ashley Spivey got the first impression rose on Brad's season, and she is one of the most liked people in the Bachelor Nation.
No way, the world hates Ashley Spivey.
No.
I love that girl. She's the best.
It's how you are as a person, and I think that the reason why people are ganging up on Tiara is because she's not a good person.
Well, I mean, now Tiara, she's had quite a rough life, I guess you could say. You know, she opened up to Sean about her ex-boyfriend who died in 2009 by drug overdose, and so naturally that created these walls for her, and she just doesn't. She's afraid to love and whatnot.
But honestly, I really felt for her when she was telling that story. I think that it's absolutely awful, and no one should ever have to go through that.
Right.
At the same time, I feel like she was kind of using that story to her advantage because we've seen her open up to him. We've seen her be this playful, you know, bubbly person in front of him, and it seemed like she was trying to form a connection with him. She doesn't have those boundaries. It doesn't seem like she does, at least.
I don't necessarily think she was using the story for a connection, but I do think that she's looking for someone to fix her hurt, and no one else is going to be able to fix that. That's something she has to do within herself. And that if that's what she's using to get to Sean, or if that is truly the way that she feels, that she's just so afraid to love and so afraid of her, and so no relationship is going to fix that. And I think that by her sharing that story, it actually made her look insecure, which there's nothing wrong with. We're all insecure in a lot of ways, but I think that her sharing that story made her look very insecure and made her look like she's just looking for someone, a solution, not a mate and a person and a partner. And so it felt kind of offhanded for me tonight, that conversation.
So what's the truth on Tiara? Good at it, bad at it? What's going on?
I think that Tiara doesn't know who she is. I think that Tiara is an insecure person because she has suffered some losses and gone through a rough time. And I think that that makes you a hard person. And I feel like a lot of people become very hard on the outside and very soft on the inside, and I think that's why we're seeing two very different sides of her.
At the same time, though, I feel like you can go through so much struggle. I mean, all of us have gone through some sort of struggle. I think every person has, and you can make the best out of it, or you can turn into this
But it depends on your age, and she's still younger, and I feel like she hasn't gotten to that point yet, and I feel like she's going to, and I've said I feel like 35 times, someone on the message boards is going to yell at me, but I think that she's going to watch this back, and I think that she's going to learn a whole lot from seeing herself this vulnerable and this way.
Do you not think, though, that the other girls in The Bachelor right now have not faced a similar struggle or something of the equal proportion?
It's a different situation, and it's a different person, and I don't agree that just because one person struggled and was able to overcome it means that because someone else wasn't at that time, it makes them a bad person. I just don't feel that way, and I think that she is just a different kind of person, and I relate to her.
She's a mean person.
I don't think she's a mean person. I relate to her in the way of what she's dealt with and done and how she's handling things. I don't think that she needs to be as mean as she is, but I also think that she just hasn't evolved to that point yet. So I'm giving her the benefit of the doubt.
And so, the chat roll, they're not pulling any punches. They're saying she's emotionally immature.
Yeah,
she still needs to grow.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And and someone even said Tierra was using that story to keep herself on the show. Wow. That's pretty rough. I mean, that's just what I'm reading. So I don't know. This was a hard episode for us to watch, to see Sean. Like, what do I do? What's the right move? How do you keep? Does he want to be with this person the rest of his life?
He's having a hard time with her because what he sees is one thing, and he's the type of person that's going to see the good in everyone.
Right.
And I feel like he does see a very different side of her, and I would love to see an episode where he gets to see what she's like with everyone else so he can see that other side. And I feel like we're seeing that other side because when she's with the girls, she's super insecure and she doesn't know how to handle herself.
Why don't, someone suggested when we were watching it that maybe next season they have like a security camera where he can
It'd be
just
amazing.
see like 5 minutes at a time, just little blips of just what they're like when he's not around.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I don't know
I'm
if
sure
that'll
they
actually
would
happen.
too. No, it'll never happen. But can you imagine being the Bachelor and being able to see that? Like, he would be able to make choices so much better.
It's just, I mean, not for the whole just one, just you get to pick one Bachelorette that you get to see.
I wouldn't say one. I would say you just get like inside the house at some point.
Yeah.
And especially the one thing that bugs me about this season is even though every girl that has approached him has gotten sent home, there have been multiple people who have warned him about something going on in the house, and he hasn't done anything about it.
That happens every season, though.
I know that, yes, but I feel like the other bachelors have said, okay, I need to address this situation, and it's taken him this long to even acknowledge it.
But he did it, when Little Mermaid, what's her name?
Jackie.
Thank you. It's like when Jackie addressed it to him, she addressed it in a great way. She handled it in a wonderful way. He respected the way she said it. And he said to her, I don't understand. There's something that people aren't telling me. And so then he went back into the house at the rose ceremony and said to, I don't remember who the conversation was with, I think it was Leslie, where he said, all these people keep coming up and bringing up Tierra's name, but nobody will give me facts. Nobody will tell me who or what or why. And can you imagine being him and getting all these people that are coming up to you and giving you half the story? So he's trying to get the full story because he clearly is attracted to her. He clearly has feelings for her. So he's trying to get both sides, but the whole story.
But sometimes you just feel like, I feel like a lot of people out there have experienced this, where you know that someone is wrong, you know that someone is mean, but you can't fully express it. And that's what's happening in the Tierra situation. Like, she may not be an outright bitch by any means, but she is doing things that are vindictive and selfish and self-centered, and you can't pin your finger on it, but it's something, you just have this feeling, you know that she's not nice.
But that's within the girls.
Right.
And
I
in the
think
end, that's...
Right. It's catty girl talk to him at this point. You know what I mean? And until the girl can say, she threw somebody down the stairs. She told this when she was fat. You know what I mean?
Well, she would never throw someone down the stairs.
But I'm using it as an example. And what I'm saying is there have been things that the girls could have said that she's done, conversations that they could have repeated, and they've chosen not to. So he's only playing with what he can.
Right. Doesn't it drive you crazy being on the outside, seeing this happen, and you feel powerless?
Especially because he likes her. Like, he clearly has chemistry with her. He clearly likes her. So to see him like her that much, and I don't believe that it's fake. I don't believe that he's pretending to like her because the producers want her. Like, I think he genuinely likes her. So to see that, and then to see how much he's not getting along with the girls, and it's like, I, of course, question that. Are we seeing the real her, or are they editing it to make her look that way? I question that because I was in those shoes. But she does seem very vindictive and manipulative. And the more that we're seeing, the more that we're seeing that. So it's hard to watch.
And she has no friends in the house.
I don't think that they edited it that way.
Yeah, because the vixens from the other seasons have had like 1 or 2 girls on their side. But Tiara has no one
No one in the house. And you were right. Leslie actually said, you said you had a friend, though, in the house.
But they never showed it on the camera.
Yeah, but...
Like, I had a friend in the house that I knew about, but you watching would have never known that she was my best friend. Never. America hated me. Aww, it doesn't bother me. I don't care. America hated me. Hated me until the last 2 weeks of the show. If you were to go on, I'm just saying.
Out of the girls that are there now, can you name one girl that hasn't said something bad about her, though?
Catherine.
Yes.
Catherine's still been in fights. Like, she's been involved in fights with her.
Catherine's a great
stood
Switzerland.
there.
Yeah.
She has stood there. And I don't think that I've heard, I mean...
Selma hasn't really, but I don't think that, I mean, she's come out in interviews after and she doesn't really seem...
But I feel like
Catherine?
Wow. Even Sarah said in interviews, like, oh, I can't stand Krisily today. Like, I feel like she even said it in interviews, but she was my best friend in the house. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, but and coming up, I think it's tomorrow. I thought it was tonight. Like, Selma has this amazing line. She has a few amazing lines coming up, talking about Tiara. So,
oh dear.
Yes, a little preview of possibly tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But before we get to tomorrow night, let's talk about cocktail night. Let's talk about Sean having a one-on-one with Desiree, and I got mad because I felt he was being cryptic with Desiree because she just wanted to know where she stood.
but he can't. It's the rules.
I know, but he can. No. But he can still reassure without having to say, no, you are safe this week. But just in the way he acts, let's say with Catherine. Or Selma.
If you really like a girl, and we've seen this in so many seasons before, like Brad Womack did it with Emily. He said, I can't, you are safe this week. He said, you have nothing to worry about.
But he did
Catherine
say that.
Emily and Chantel were so safe throughout that whole season because Brad made them feel that way.
Them.
But he said that to her tonight. He said that. He said, you don't have anything to worry about. He said, I know that I'm safe with you. But he said that to her.
Did
I watch a
The
different
way
show?
that he said it, though.
Thank you, Cathy. I'm with Cathy on this. It's just like in the way. He didn't seem as passionate about it. He's just, it was kind of like, you're safe. You're safe. Being very Switzerland, I'm going to say. Just really sell it to make them feel reassured. If Desiree is in it for the next few weeks, let her know. Or if he picks her, she would feel something. They would feel something.
He said in multiple times with girls, like, I can see something with you down the line. Why not say that?
I thought he
to
did.
reassure her.
I didn't think that there was anything wrong with that conversation. I think that she was fishing a little bit, as all of us women do. I do it often. I'm not gonna lie. I think that she was fishing, but I think that he handled it well. And we don't know if there were girls standing right behind him or across from them that we couldn't see, and that's why he was being a little bit more quiet about it than he was with Catherine. Because with Catherine, he was very safely outside. No one was around, and we don't know how close other girls were, and maybe that's why he was being a little quiet, but I don't find anything wrong with the way that he handled it.
That's interesting, yeah, because with Catherine, they're always like away from the group.
Yeah.
That's smart, though. If you really want your one-on-one time, like, go away from the group so that you don't have those eyes. I mean, yes, you're going to have cameras on you, but you don't have those eyes on you of the other girls that are also vying for his attention.
Most of the time, and I'm not saying like 90%, I'm saying like a good 60%, you are that far away, and they just edit it to make it look like they're looking over and they're not.
I know
'Cause,
that.
I mean, most of the time you are far enough away that they can't hear or see you. Cocktail parties, depending on the location, you don't always have room to go anywhere. So that's why I was saying that for that situation, it might not
Even
be,
now
but-
with their bigger production values and whatnot?
I mean, it depends. They're in a hotel in Montana, you know what I mean? So they may only have a ballroom for the night, you know what I mean? And you can't just go randomly walking around the hotel because the producers yell at you.
So you're saying,
Get in trouble.
so how close was Sean when he walked past Robin and Tiara's little tete-a-tete?
I mean, you saw they were pretty close. It was from,
Okay.
you know what I mean? It was from here to there. They couldn't fake that edit. But you
definitely
saw how
overheard it.
small that room was. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying is,
And he could probably also hear that from a good 20
oh
feet
God,
away.
yeah, she's a Scorpio.
Whoa.
She will fight.
yes. So who was right, Robin or Tiara in this?
I'm always going to side against here.
Because there's some people even they were on Robin's side about it. You know, it's
Yeah.
just the way it was edited and shot, and it's just making Robin. I think we have. I think there was a fan writing about
Yeah, but
it.
wait a minute. Okay.
Okay, break it down.
Robin did not get sent home because of Tiara. Tiara was safe going into the rose ceremony, so that just is null and void. I don't think that he sent home Robin because of the conversation.
There wasn't much chemistry with them last week when
None.
they went on their date, unfortunately. I don't think that that's what sent her home either, but I'm glad that it happened to open up Sean's eyes to what is going on behind closed doors.
Is that why he had that goofy grin as he walked by? I don't know if you guys noticed. He had like a little goofy ass
Totally.
grin as he was walking across. Like,
Totally.
"Oh, wow."
Because I think that he, like you said, finally was visually able to see her being different. And he addressed it. He asked her right away what just happened. And of course she put on the face. So it's difficult for him, and he's clearly having a hard time with it.
You mentioned before Leslie's conversation with him, which I loved. She didn't say, oh, Tiara's an awful person, Tiara's a mean girl. She said, she was just like, well, I think that you want a girl who is going to be great around other people, and I don't know if she's that person. And I thought that that was a great way to address it. And then she turned it around on him. She's like, how are you feeling about this tonight? It wasn't, trash talking someone.
Right.
I didn't like that
he
scene.
knew that. Oh, sorry.
No, because I saw it from a different perspective just
Really?
quickly. Yeah, because Sean was almost asking for counsel from Leslie. And that, to me, puts you almost in the friend zone.
Exactly.
So things,
Well, I think she's there.
But I think
Sorry.
that I do think that she's there at this point after that conversation, but I think that she handled it very well because she could have easily said stuff about Tiara.
And he knows now Tiara's an issue because even in the conversation with Desiree at the rose ceremony, he said that she said, there's people that aren't here for you, and I'm wondering about the choices that you're making because I don't understand them and I don't know what to feel. And he said, by keeping Tiara. And she just kind of didn't know what to say. And it's like no one has the balls to address it with him in the right way.
Every girl has said something when they go home, too, which is just awful. Like, say something before.
How can they say that she's not there for him? Granted,
She's very there for him.
Tiara?
Yes.
Yes, she is there, but I don't think she's there for him. I think she's there to win.
We talked about it last week that it seemed like she was being very competitive about it, but maybe that's just going hand in hand.
I think that it is because she's insecure. She needs that validation that she is the best girl there. She's the best girl out of the 26 girls that were vying for Sean's attention. And maybe, Sean is like a prize in addition to winning, but I think that she wants to win. She
Cathy,
wants to be the best.
Are you calling Sean man candy?
No, I think that he's a great catch, but
No, Martin is. No, but I mean, okay, so what you're saying is if they end up together, Tiara is not going to, she's going to dump him? She was just in for the competition of it?
No, I don't think that she would dump him. I just think that
Remember, she also flirted with the guys at the airport, and she was also the girl who could get engaged with any guy.
I know a lot of girls that they need that validation and they will flirt with whatever guy they need to get it.
So that's illustrating possibly Krisyly's point where she needs to fulfill that love from within.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Cathy, just because I'm enjoying my fantastic soda out of this cup, do you know where I can get one?
Oh, yeah. You can actually go to the AFTERBUZZTV.com website and just click on the Shop Now button. It's right above shows. We have a plethora of items.
A plethora? What's a plethora?
A lot.
Lots.
Opposite of a dearth. And there's everything from t-shirts to onesies, baby onesies, because babies love podcasts, and mugs and aprons and fitted girl shirts that are actually very good quality.
Nice.
And a lot of people have been wondering why the prices are so high, but I just want to say that we did not set them. We wanted to give you the biggest option of, items to buy, and that is why they're higher. We don't get any of the money from it. It's just so that, you guys can have this merchandise and sport your AfterBuzz gear.
Yeah.
So people were asking, and we gave it to you.
Just do
Well
it.
said.
Buy
Well
it.
said. Well, it seems like we've wrapped up that pretty much the episode. So before we get to news and notes, we're going to play a game with Krisily.
I don't like games.
It's
Trust
a fun
me,
game.
it's a 30-second game.
And
It is-
actually, a lot of our fans participated in this over the last week. They sent in their YouTube comments, their tweets, iTunes comments about this game.
And the world wanted to know. The world wants to know what Krisily thinks. Okay, so
dear.
Okay, I'm going to read off the bachelorettes that got roses tonight, and the ones that didn't. Everyone that's left on tonight's
Is
episode.
there going to be a pop quiz?
Yes. So
Kind of.
pen, paper, get ready.
Make sure you tell her
I will.
the
The categories. Okay. So I'm going to read off a name of a bachelorette, and you're going to have to determine whether she is the next bachelorette, BP4, or just bachelor alumni.
Oh, God.
What you
Yes.
think she would be.
The future begins now. First off, bachelorette, bachelor pad 4, or alumni? Selma. I need an answer.
Bachelor Pad 4. What?
Even
Catherine.
with her family?
I'm doing this for drama. It's dramatic
Okay.
pause.
Catherine is going to be none of the above.
What do you, huh?
She said none of the above.
I did. I said none of the above.
Way to skip the answer. Next, Leslie.
Which one's that?
Leslie.
Shoot!
Leslie. Leslie M.
From DC.
Leslie M.
I don't think she's going to do anything either.
Alumni.
Alum.
Alum.
Yep.
Ashley.
Ashley, she could be
Ashley Frazier.
Bachelor Pad 4.
Really?
Awesome.
Yeah, but everybody, they need a wholesome every year. We had Tenley.
Okay. Sarah. I need an answer.
I don't remember Sarah.
Sarah,
Sarah.
blonde. She was from Colorado.
Oh, Sarah, alumni.
Alumni. Oh, come on. Okay, and Robin.
Alumni.
Jackie. Poor Martin, he's got this song on loop.
Alumni.
Jackie, Little Mermaid.
Alumni.
Okay, alumni.
Yeah.
Okay. Tiara.
Oh, Bachelor Pad 4.
Okay.
Kidding me?
You should have said Bachelor Pad 4, 5, and 6. Okay.
She's definitely Bachelor Pad 4.
Yeah.
Daniela.
Alumni.
Lindsay.
We already did her.
Oh, I'm sorry. Then
What about Desiree?
that's who I was saving for last. Desiree.
Bachelorette.
Ooh.
I set her up. And those are Krisly's opinions. The world according to Krisily.
I mean,
Better luck next week. And now we're going to move on to the best part of the show. We call
are
it...
you saying my opinion was boring, Martin? Was that a womp for
I
me?
agree with the Desiree pick.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be the Bachelorette.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm ready
Does
for
she have enough
predictions.
spunk, though?
Oh, yes, she does. She's
She's
got
cute as a button.
She
I
is
didn't
very
think
cute.
so
She's
until
adorable.
until I figured out who my final 4 were, which I can't wait for predictions. And now that I'm thinking of who my final 4 were, she's the only one out of them who fits.
Before we get into Krisly's predictions,
It's all about me.
it is. Let's move on to some news and gossip.
News and gossip for the week.
TV news.
Okay, so we had this a lot last season, and several of the cast members throughout the season actually get to give interviews. First time was last season with Emily's guys, and this season the first interview that was given to a bunch of reporters was with Selma.
Oh, Continue.
your favorites. And she talked about, obviously, her faith a lot and why she came on the show, even though she knew that her family wouldn't approve of her kissing on TV. She said, looking back at it, there was so much drama. Oh, sorry. Different quote. She just said that her family said that she could go on the show and, you know, date, but they just didn't want to see her make out publicly. So she thought that she could have a spark with Sean without doing that.
Selma and Sean haven't kissed?
No.
No.
Okay.
So, another thing that she addressed was the drama, especially with Tiara, and she feels like she's been the Switzerland throughout this season, but she said, looking back at it, there was so much drama, and I wonder, how did I even tolerate this so much? It is a dramatic season, maybe not the most dramatic season ever, but...
No, I feel for Selma. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we know what you feel.
Yeah.
Sorry for all the awkward faces. My headphones are killing me tonight for some reason. I keep making faces at him, and he's like, what is wrong with you?
I'm used to it.
But she said that there was at least one difficult, dramatic spout every day.
And
that was it.
Ugh.
And she said that she actually has a really big thing for guys with 2 letters as their first name.
JC, really?
Yeah.
Get out.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
So another piece of news and gossip is Sean went to Vegas last week. I don't know if you're aware. And he hit up a couple nightclubs, which seems kind of unlike Sean. He went to Hayes nightclub at Aria, and he also went to the Bank at Bellagio. And the night at Aria, there were actually a lot of girls there who all wanted to approach Sean and, I don't know, just...
Count the abs. Yeah. We get it.
And witnesses actually said that he did not talk to any girls. He just took pictures with a couple fans and left very early in the night. He was only there for an hour and a half.
Well, he's not a nightclub guy. That's what I read in an interview. He'd rather just go see like an indie movie. But
he went to 2 while he was in Vegas. Maybe it's just because you're in Vegas. Yeah.
And Aria, too, is something that The Bachelor... You know, we do a lot with, and I believe that we did something at Bank recently, too. So, I mean, they could be Bachelor things that he was told to do.
And he was there with 3 guy friends and a female friend who was with one of the guys. And witnesses also said that he was only drinking water and Red Bull. Nice. He did not partake in the Grey Goose and champagne
He's not
activities.
a big drinker. Yeah, not a big drinker.
Once again, Captain America.
Last piece of news and gossip is Life and Style printed an article about how Sean has been duped. That was the headline on the cover page. And if you read the article, it was about how he was duped by Tiara, actually, and went into detail about that. And Sean actually picked up a copy and Instagrammed a picture of himself with the copy of the magazine and had the caption of, apparently I've been duped. So just making light of the situation, as always, which was kind of cute.
He's always got that wicked sense of humor. So.
And fun fact for tonight was that Sean and Chris Harrison, if you follow them on Instagram and Twitter, are in LA and have visited several Bachelor viewing parties tonight. So they just kind of showed up at people's doors, knocked on the door, and said, "Hey, can I come in?"
Where were they at ours? I don't understand.
They were invited.
Oh.
They still have till Wednesday, which moves us on to, well, thank you, of course, for news and gossip. Let's move on to some predictions. We got to get out of here. All right, Krisily, you said you have these predictions because I guess it gave us a preview of what to expect not only tomorrow, but for the second half of the season of Bachelor. So what are some of your predictions? What do you got?
I just have my final 4 picked.
Already?
And attention, after buzzers, I do not read spoilers. Do not send them to me. Do not tweet them to me. I will block you. I don't want to know. I do not read spoilers. So my final 4 is Ashley, Desiree, Selma, and Catherine. And that is all based on what I've seen from them till tonight. Like tonight, I saw things that I didn't think that I would see with people that I didn't even know were on the show. So those are my final 4: Ashley, Desiree, Selma, and Catherine.
I agree with most of them.
Mine are actually the same, except instead of Ashley, I'm picking Lindsay.
I don't think she makes it.
I want to add Lindsay. I do. I think there's just something there.
He really seems like he's into her.
Yeah.
I don't think we've seen it as a viewer yet, but I think that he's really into her. There's some deeper thing that maybe that's why they cut the date so short, and he really likes her.
Yeah, remember.
And I feel that way about Ashley. I feel like the reason why we're not seeing them together and so cute and that conversation looked so forced tonight is because I think he really likes her too.
We're still without a clue, but somewhat of a clue.
That's my 4.
All right, well, I guess that's it. Let's wrap this puppy up and actually cue you guys for tomorrow's episode. We're not going to be on tomorrow, but we're going to be on Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific, recapping Hypothermia Tiara. And Krisy's making a weird face.
I got confused for a minute. So, forget it. She's not the only one that gets hypothermic. There's a couple of them.
You're calling a few
She's
of them?
the most dramatic.
She's, of course she is. She's a Scorpio.
Are you a Scorpio?
Yes, I am.
Let's get out of here. Martin, where can they find you, buddy?
On Instagram at martinvias.com.
And
Wait, just Martin Vias. Yeah. And someone was supposed to make a fake Twitter account for me.
I'm gonna make a Twitter account called not Martin Vias.
Nice. And
So bad tonight.
Krisily, where can we find you?
In West Hollywood?
On the social media.
At Krisily on Twitter and Instagram.
Cathy, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley and on Instagram at Cathy Kelley, just to make it confusing.
Very nice. And you can find me at The Everyday Man. So for Martin, Cathy, the comedian, I'm JC. We're the Bachelor Pad After Show. Or Bachelor After Show. We'll see you next time. Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.